Liu Bei asked Zhuge Liang how they could resist Cao Cao. Zhuge Liang replied that Xinye was too small a county to hold for long, and since Liu Biao Lu Jingsheng was gravely ill, this was the time to seize Jingzhou. It would be the only way to gain a base strong enough to oppose Cao Cao. Liu Bei said this reasoning made sense, but he could not bring himself to take advantage of a benefactor who had treated him kindly. Zhuge Liang warned, "If you do not act now, you will regret it later." Liu Bei insisted, "I would rather die than betray righteousness." Zhuge Liang sighed and said he would think of another plan. Xiahou Dun returned to Xuchang in defeat, bound himself, and confessed his guilt. Cao Cao pardoned him. Xiahou Dun admitted that he had fallen for Zhuge Liang's fire trap. Cao Cao scolded him. When marching through narrow terrain, fire should always be anticipated. Since Li Dian and Eugene had warned him earlier, Cao Cao rewarded the two. Xiahou Dun advised eliminating Liu Bei immediately, calling him a growing menace. Cao Cao agreed. He feared only Liu Bei and Sun Quan. All others were of no concern. He then decided to march south to conquer the lands beyond the Yangtze. He ordered 500,000 troops in 5 divisions. The first led by Cao Ren and Cao Hong, the second by Zhang Liao and Zhang He, the third by Xiahou Yuan and Xiahou Dun, the fourth by Eugene and Li Dian, and the fifth under his personal command. Su Chu was appointed general of the vanguard with 3,000 heavy cavalry. The expedition was scheduled for the 13th year of Jianan, 7th month, day of Binggu. Kong Rong tried to dissuade him, saying, "Liu Bei and Liu Biao are kinsmen of the imperial house. They should not be attacked lightly. Sun Quan holds 6 commanderies and the natural defense of the Yangtze. He cannot be easily subdued. To launch an unrighteous war would cost you the hearts of the people." Cao Cao flew into a rage, calling him a traitor to his orders and forbidding anyone to speak further. Kong Rong walked out, looked up to the sky, and sighed. To attack the benevolent with cruelty, how can such a war not end in ruin? The Grand Censor, Qi Lu, had a retainer who reported Kong Rong's words. Qi Lu, long resentful of Kong Rong, added slander, claiming that Kong Rong often mocked the chancellor and conspired with Mi Heng to ridicule him. He alleged that Mi Heng's insults had been encouraged by Kong Rong. Cao Cao was furious and ordered Kong Rong's arrest. Kong Rong's 2 young sons were playing chess at home when servants rushed in, warning them to flee because their father had been seized. The boys calmly said, "When the nest is destroyed, how can the eggs remain intact?" Before the words were finished, soldiers arrived, seized the entire household, and executed them all. Kong Rong's body was displayed in the marketplace. A scholar named Shi wept bitterly over the corpse. Cao Cao wanted to execute Shi as well, but Sun Yu intervened, saying, "Shi once advised Kong Rong that excessive honesty would bring disaster. His mourning is a mark of righteousness. Such a man should not die." Cao Cao relented. Shi buried Kong Rong and his sons properly. Later generations praised Kong Rong's integrity and courage in verse. With Kong Rong eliminated, Cao Cao pressed his 5 divisions to march south, leaving Sun Yu and others to guard Xuchang. Meanwhile in Jingzhou, Liu Biao's illness worsened. He summoned Liu Bei to entrust his family and his province. Liu Bei, with Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, came to Jingzhou. Liu Biao said weakly, "My days are numbered. I wish to entrust Jingzhou to you. My sons are incapable of ruling." Liu Bei wept and swore to serve his nephew loyally, harboring no selfish ambition. Before he could finish, word came that Cao Cao was leading a massive army south. Liu Bei hurried back to Xinye. Liu Biao, alarmed by the news, decided to name his elder son Liu Qi as heir, with Liu Bei as regent. Lady Kai, upon hearing this, flew into a rage. She locked the inner palace and ordered Kai Mao and Zhang Yun to guard the gates, barring Lu Qi from seeing his father. When Lu Qi arrived from Jiangxia to visit, Kai Mao blocked his way, accusing him of abandoning his post and warning that seeing his father would anger him and worsen his illness. Helpless and in tears, Lu Qi returned to Jiangxia. In the 8th month, day of Wushan, Liu Biao passed away after a long sigh. A verse said, "Like the Yuan clan and Lord Liu, those who once ruled their own domains perished through inner strife." After his death, Lady Kai conspired with Kai Mao and Zhang Yun, forged a testament, and enthroned the younger son Lu Tsong before announcing the funeral. Lu Tsong, only 14, was intelligent but cautious. His father had just died, his elder brother was in Jiangxia, and his uncle Liu Bei was at Xinye. He worried that his succession might invite blame. An advisor, Li Gui, urged, the eldest should inherit. Let Liu Bei handle internal affairs. Then Jingzhou can stand against both Cao and Sunday. Kai Mao cursed him and had him executed. Before dying, Li Gui denounced their treachery, usurping the will of the dead and replacing the elder with the younger, saying Jingzhou would surely perish. Kai Mao installed Lu Tsong and gave military command to his own clan. Deng Yi and Lu Xian were posted to guard Jingzhou. Lady Kai and Lu Tsong took up residence in Xiangyang to defend against Lu Qi and Liu Bei, and Liu Biao was buried east of the city without notifying either of them. Not long after, news came that Cao Cao's army was approaching fast. The officer Fu Sun warned, "Cao's might is formidable, and we have yet to inform Lu Qi or Liu Bei of the funeral. If they raise troops to punish us, the danger doubles. Better to surrender Jingzhou's 9 commanderies to Cao Cao. We will preserve our titles and the people's safety." Lu Tsong hesitated, ashamed to abandon his father's legacy. Kuai Yu reasoned, "Cao comes under the imperial banner. Resisting him would appear rebellious. The people are dispirited, we cannot fight." Then Wang Qin spoke, "We are no match for the chancellor. His military skill is divine. The south cannot stop him. Fu and Kuai's proposal is the wisest course." Lady Kai emerged and agreed. Thus Lu Tsong wrote a letter of submission and sent Song Zhong secretly to deliver it to Cao Cao. Cao Cao was delighted, richly rewarded Song Zhong, and promised to let Lu Tsong remain as nominal governor of Jingzhou. On his return, Song Zhong was stopped by Guan Yu near the river. Questioned closely, he confessed everything. Guan Yu escorted him to Xinye. Hearing the news, Liu Bei burst into tears. Zhang Fei urged, "Let's kill Song Zhong and march on Xiangyang to destroy the Kai clan and Lu Tsong, then face Cao Cao head-on." Liu Bei stopped him, saying, "Killing this man changes nothing, and release Song Zhong." Soon Lu Qi sent Yi to announce his father's death and ask for help, confirming that Lu Tsong had indeed usurped the seat. Liu Bei replied, "Lu Tsong has already offered all 9 commanderies to Cao Cao." Yi was shocked and proposed, "You could pretend to mourn and summon Lu Tsong to a meeting, then seize him and his allies. Jingzhou would be yours." Zhuge Liang supported this. But Liu Bei wept. "My brother entrusted his family to me. If I seize his son's inheritance, how could I face him in the afterlife?" Zhuge Liang warned, "If you do nothing, Cao's army will soon be at Wancheng. What will you do then?" Liu Bei decided, "We'll retreat to Fanqing first and avoid the main force." Scouts soon reported that Cao's army had reached Baoang. Liu Bei sent Yi back to Jiangxia and prepared to move. Zhuge Liang said, "Last time our fire trap burned Xiahodun. Let them suffer the same lesson again. We must abandon Xinye immediately." He issued a proclamation. All civilians who wished to escape the coming war could follow the army to Fanqing that very day. Sun Qian was sent to the river to organize boats and protect the people. Mi Zhu escorted the families ahead. The military plan was as follows. Guan Yu with 1,000 men would hide upstream on the White River, damming the flow with sandbags. At midnight, when he heard commotion downstream, he would break the dam and attack with the flood. Zhang Fei with 1,000 men would lie in ambush at Bowling Ford, where the current was shallow, the escape route after the flood, to cut off retreat. Zhao Yun with 3,000 troops divided into 4 units, one under his command at the east gate, 3 concealed outside the west, south and north gates. Sulfur and saltpeter were hidden on rooftops inside the city. When the enemy entered and night winds rose, all 3 gates would fire flaming arrows to ignite the city. Troops outside would shout to magnify confusion, leaving only the east gate open, where Zhao Yun would ambush those fleeing. By dawn he would join Guan and Zhang and retreat to Fancheng. Mi Fong and Lu Feng, each with 1,000, would camp at Kwei Slope outside Xinye, displaying red and blue flags to feign 2 forces. Once the city burned, they would charge and later rendezvous at the upper White River. When all was ready, Zhuge Liang and Liu Bei climbed a hill to await the battle news. Cao Ren and Cao Hong led the vanguard of 100,000, with Su Chu's armored cavalry at the front, surging toward Xinye. By noon they reached Kwei Slope and saw red and blue flags fluttering. Su Chu suspected an ambush and halted, sending scouts to Cao Ren. Cao Ren dismissed the fear and ordered an advance. Su Chu charged into the woods. No enemy appeared, but on a distant hill he saw banners surrounding a canopy under which Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang sat calmly drinking wine. Furious, Su Chu stormed uphill, but was repelled by falling logs and stones. As night fell, he withdrew. Cao Ren entered Xinye. The gates were wide open, the city deserted. Cao Hong said, "Liu Bei has fled with the people." The troops relaxed, cooking their meals in the empty houses. At the second watch, a violent wind rose. Fire was reported at the gates. Cao Ren assumed it was an accident, until flames burst from 3 directions. The city blazed brighter than Baoang. Cao Ren led his men out through the east gate amid chaos. Soldiers trampled each other to death. Outside, Zhao Yun roared and charged from behind. The fleeing soldiers had no will to fight. They stumbled into Mi Feng's ambush, then into Lu Feng's. Exhaustion and panic spread through the ranks. By the 4th watch, the army was in ruins. At dawn they reached the White River. Seeing the shallow water, men and horses rushed in to drink. Upstream, hearing the noise, Guan Yu ordered the sandbags removed. The flood surged down like thunder, sweeping men and horses away. Cao Ren with remnants struggled toward Bowling Ford, only to meet Zhang Fei blocking the road, spear in hand, shouting, "Cao traitors! Leave your lives here." Terror swept through Cao's army. As the saying goes, flames burst within the city's heart. Black winds rise along the stream. Whether Cao Ren survived remains to be seen. Summary. This chapter revolves around 3 central themes. 1. Righteousness versus expediency. Zhuge Liang urged Liu Bei to seize Jingzhou, but Liu Bei refused out of moral duty. Yet as Cao Cao's army advanced, he was forced to retreat strategically. 2. Jingzhou's internal decay. Lady Kai and Kai Mao's manipulation. Killing loyal Li Gui, hiding Liu Biao's death, enthroning the younger Liu Cong, and surrendering swiftly, showed how factional strife doomed the province. 3. Zhuge Liang's layered stratagems. From empty city deception to coordinated fire, flood, and ambush, his plan at Xinye demonstrated tactical brilliance. Each move feeding into the next, overwhelming Cao Cao's vastly larger army. The character portrayals stand out. Liu Bei's moral steadfastness, Zhuge Liang's intellect, Guan, Zhang and Zhao's valor, while Chao's generals suffer from arrogance and haste. The episode ends dramatically with Zhang Fei blocking the final escape, leaving readers eager for the next stage, the fate of Jingzhou and the coming wars along the Yangtze. Knowledge points. 1. Lady Kai and Kai Mao's coup. Their false testament, concealment of Liu Biao's death, and quick surrender dramatize internal collapse. Historically, Liu Cong did surrender Jingzhou to Cao Cao, an act of political survival more than treachery. The details of forged decrees and factional scheming are literary embellishments. 2. The burning of Xinye and the flood of the White River. Zhuge Liang's intricate ambush, fire, flood, and pursuit is a hallmark of Romance of the Three Kingdoms artistry. Historical accounts confirm a battle at Xinye involving fire tactics, but elements like sandbag dams and four-gate flames are likely fictional dramatizations. 3. Kong Rong's execution. Historically, his death in the 13th year of Jianan, 208 CE, aligns with the novel's timeline, though the real reasons were political, his outspoken criticism of Cao Cao's authority and policies. The story of his two sons and the saying, "When the nest is destroyed, how can the eggs remain?" became a lasting proverb, even if not verbatim from records.